Defense coordinator Thomas Brown.
Thomas, well, first, I guess, not to look too far back, but how did you do during the storm?
You know, thankfully we were able to get everybody out safely and have most of our team and their families be safe is the most important thing. And I actually went back to Georgia with my family for a little bit and just came back recently. So.
How long did it take you to get there?
Well, I flew there, caught one of the last flights out. Took me 13 and a half hours to get back to Orlando, which is about a normal 6.5 hour drive from Atlanta. But safety is the most important thing.
How'd you stay in touch with your guys?
Just by phone. You know, call them every day, just make sure everybody was good, make sure their families were fine.
Were you nervous when you actually no? Forget that. I'll ask Manny that question.
Okay.
Well, what were you doing up in Georgia? Are you watching film? Or are you just hunkered down?
A little bit of both. Obviously, football was not the most important thing in my mind at the time, so I was more worried about, you know, making sure everybody was safe in South Florida, all throughout Florida, and you know, mainly our guys and our families was the most important thing I was worried about. Because most of our guys were either out of their state or with us in Orlando, but their families were all over different places, so that was kind of top priority.
What has it been like, kind of just getting back? You guys have 2 practices now up here, the run Friday night, just to get back into the rhythm and see them. How big has that been for those guys?
I think it's been huge for all of us. I think we obviously all missed a bunch. I think once we calmed down from what the storm had done and kind of assessed the damage, and we're thankful that you know, nobody's homes were decimated, no life was lost on our staff or our players or their families was huge to see. But then obviously coming back and not knowing what type of shape we'd be in, what the guys would be mentally, I think it's been great so far to see those guys come back and be focused and work their butts off.
Thomas, what do you think it's going to be like going 3 weeks without, you know, playing in a real game, and for Malik, for the offense?
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest thing is you lose those reps. And like I said, one of the biggest things we were worried about coming into it was the conditioning level of our guys, which I don't know if you worry as much as about the top elite type guys that are just used to running all day, but some of the bigger skill guys, or what we call our combo guys, or O-line, D-line, you kind of worry about their conditioning level. But I think, you know, I was well pleased to see those guys move around. When we first got here on Sunday's practice, and we'll kind of assess things today, but just timing-wise is the most important thing, kind of getting back in the groove of how our offense was clicking and trying to make up time for those reps lost.
How have you seen Malik kind of deal with that, considering, I mean, he works through camp, has that whole battle, gets one start, and then all of a sudden he has to cool his heels for a couple weeks, you know, with timing so important for quarterbacks and receivers. How's he handled the last couple practices? Yeah,
I think he's handled it well. I think obviously our main job as coaches to make sure we stay demanding on those guys. And not sure if you've been around Malik much, but he has the same personality pretty much no matter what happens around him, which can be a good thing at times. He doesn't really panic much, and I think he does a really good job of making most of the reps that he has.
Were any of your guys able to throw and catch, you know, at all during the break?
Yeah, I think some guys kind of broke some balls in Orlando. We didn't have, obviously, access to cleats, but some of those guys found some grab space and went out there and threw around for a little bit. And then, obviously, kind of in between us coming here, we still had some guys in Orlando, some guys in Miami. A couple guys went back to Miami and kind of went to our facility and kind of threw around for a little bit.
Thomas, we've heard a lot about the Toledo offense. Mm-hmm. The defense, they did give up a lot of points. What can you say about them?
Well, I think it's the biggest challenge for us is trying to figure out who they're going to be. They played 3 games, and in 3 games they've been somebody different. And I think they're kind of more of a flavor of the week type team. They're kind of based, you know, what they do blitz-wise or some stuff coverage-wise based on who they're playing. So we got to kind of prepare for everything they've shown last year, everything they've shown this year, which kind of you know, makes it tough when you're trying to get a certain amount of reps in versus all your looks run game and protection-wise. But I mean, those guys, I think they're well coached and they play hard. I mean, they've given up some points, but obviously we'll kind of see what happens on Saturday.
Given everything that's happened, how does this practice differ from a normal Tuesday?
It's going to be structured the same. We're just going to be in Orlando, not in Miami. We'll kind of have the same tempo, same pace, demand the same from our guys, so hopefully it'll be the same.
I know you're leaving tomorrow to go back to Miami. Are you going to do some kind of light practice here at all, or no?
Yeah, we're going to practice here. We'll try to keep like a normal week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then head back to Miami.
And then head back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anything else for Coach Brown?
Very good. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.